Welcome to part 2 of my interview with Luke Lenny, my friend Luke Lenny. This is the second half of the other episode that is on here. So this is 20, that was 19. And in this one, we talk about first dates, everything you want to know about first dates. So this is one of the episodes that I think is the essence or the mission of this podcast and this video podcast and this brand in general. Oh, fuck, I'm watching the Phillies. Hold on. So anyway, this is the essence of the podcast to me. We talk about what to do after a first date, when to text the girl after the first date, how to end it if it's going badly, how to talk to girls at a bar. We just talk about everything that you'd want to talk about with a guy and hear two guys' perspectives on. And I think it's one of the best episodes I've done. So without further ado, please welcome Luke Lenny to Guy Set for part 2. Okay, bye. Enjoy. My next question.
Okay.
I want to talk about first dates.
First dates, okay.
And let's start with the good one, because let's start with the good. So,
good one.
Let's hear about a recent good first date that you've been on, and that you've planned.
Okay. I went on a first date. We walked around the East Village.
Okay.
We got a 7th Street burger.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to 7th Street Burger if you want to sponsor. We got a Rowdy Rooster sandwich, which you're now familiar with.
Amazing.
Shout out EatsCon.
So it's a little food tour so far.
A little food tour. We got one sandwich from each, and then we went to Ray's Candy Shop. Got some fried Oreos.
Awesome.
We were gonna go.
Sounds like my dream first date.
I'm free. We were gonna sit down in Tompkins Square Park and eat. I brought a little towel. I brought a bottle of wine. I had a backpack on. I looked like a schoolboy.
Yeah. But it's a really nice plan. You had an idea.
I had an idea.
You executed.
Because I can't remember. She lived in Little Italy.
Okay.
I don't think she tried a lot of East Village places. I was like, I'm gonna take you a couple of my highlights.
Cool.
And
sounds like a great first date.
Yeah, we were gonna sit in Tompkins Square Park, but it was getting kind of dark.
Okay.
Oh, I have to burp. Hold on. Sorry.
Disgusting. So get your shit together.
I'm gonna have another sip of tweet.
You're on a podcast.
And it was getting kind of dark out, and that park is a little bit sketchy.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
In the later evening, so we actually went to. It's such a shame. I don't know the name of this brewery. It's on 8th Street.
Okay.
And you can sit down, outside. They got a nice outdoor area, heated if it's cold out. You can sit down and bring your own food. You just have to buy a beer.
Sounds great.
Yeah, we just sat down there, ate everything, tried everything. It was great.
Sounds like a really good first date. But I will say, it sounds like a very unique first date. Because, a lot of first dates, I think, are, go get, a couple of drinks and, get to know them. Or,
Yeah.
Is that your usual, thinking of something more fun or something more unique?
No, that's not. That was more unique.
That's a really good highlight first date, which I did ask.
Yeah.
But I want to hear about, other...
a standard.
How about, a standard?
Classic.
Yeah. Because I want to get, the point is, here to give advice to people who have no idea what to do for a first date.
Yeah. I mean, I think that drinks is safe. I think that, especially if you're nervous, have a drink or two. You feel a little bit, a little bit better. But...
what do you recommend? A wine bar, a cocktail bar?
I do a wine bar that I really like. It's called BB Wine Bar, 4th Street.
Shout out.
Yeah. They do $30 bottles from 5 to 8 p.m. every weekday.
Great deal.
Absolutely fantastic.
That's amazing.
If you're somebody that's going to go on a lot of first dates, you want to just meet some people,
find a spot like that.
It's a good spot. Yeah, find a spot with a deal because you will go broke very
100%. No, it's something. In the last step, then the Guys at Toolkit episode, somebody asked about budgeting.
Yeah.
And I was going on first dates, it's really hard to budget. It's so expensive.
I think the second first date I went on in New York, I spent $140 on espresso martinis.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucked.
We had 4 espresso martinis each.
Well, there you go.
I didn't go to sleep for 5 hours after.
But you'll get literal broke. You will not. You can't hold that up.
You don't want to do that. No.
So that's a good tip. Finding a spot with a deal.
Yeah, agreed. Other than that, I mean, I will say the reason that date was a little more special is I hadn't been on any dates in a while because I've been traveling so much.
Right.
When I was traveling for work, it was Monday through Thursday, which is normally when I would go on dates. I was traveling, obviously, and then I'd come back Thursday night, exhausted, go to sleep. Friday, Saturday, just want to see my friends who I hadn't seen all week, and then Sunday, pack for
the next week.
There's no
time.
There's no time to do that. So
So
Yeah.
let's say that date went well. Did it go well?
Yeah, it went pretty well.
The food tour one.
Mm-hmm.
If a date is going well, what do you do at the end? Let's say it's like let's say it's like a 2-hour date.
Okay.
What do you do? How
Is this like a do you lean for the kiss kind of question?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. I personally say no.
Okay.
Never. If a date goes really well.
Which is, by the way, something we have never talked about. I don't think.
Really?
No, I don't think we've ever talked about this.
Okay. Well, that's my official stance on the matter.
Is no, do not lean for the first kiss after the first date.
No.
Okay.
Because if it really went well, first of all, could have gone really well in your head. Might not have gone really well in her head.
Right.
You don't know.
Right.
So I think that the best way to go about it is just like, I had a really great time. I would like to do something again sometime. Like, I'll let you know. I think that's a great way to wrap up first date.
Yeah.
Give a hug. Because if it really did go well, you'll see her again.
100%.
It's
So,
kind of as simple as that.
which is, by the way, like a very good answer to that question.
Like, take the pressure off you and her. Don't
put it on in the first
try.
place.
Yeah. Don't try and romanticize.
What it doesn't need to be.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Will you attempt to like walk her to like a cab?
Yeah.
Or, like home?
No, walk her to
or,
the subway.
Okay.
We're at whatever subway she's taking. I think that's just respectful to do.
Yeah.
Especially if it's dark.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, don't send off your first date.
No, I'm not saying that I do. I'm not.
Josh, stop doing that. to your
Okay,
first dates.
let's say it goes badly.
Yes.
Let's talk about what's your. I'm pausing for a second because I want to check the camera. And we'll get to your worst first date.
My worst first date. Are
Yeah.
you pausing the audio?
No, this part won't count.
This part won't count.
Audio.
I think you should leave this in.
Okay, keep talking.
This is unfiltered.
30 minutes each time.
Oh,
Which is
that's
really-
what you're keeping an eye on.
Yeah, it's really fucking emotional.
Dude, this light is hot.
Yeah, do you want me to turn it off?
No, I'm doing good.
Okay. Okay. Worst first date. Or a recent bad first date.
I think the worst first date I had, I'm not going to get too into specifics of it, but
Okay.
the general gist is it was somebody who had recently gotten out of a relationship,
Uh-huh.
and she was not ready to date yet,
Got it.
but decided to go on a date.
Did you know that she had gotten in a relationship recently?
No.
Oh.
But I found out.
Mid-date.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's really bad.
It was not fun. We had a bottle of wine at my wine bar.
Okay. My wine bar.
And the waiter came over and asked if we wanted another, to which I was going to respond, no, we're okay, thank you. But like a date experience you had,
Right.
the date decided to say, yes, we'll take another bottle.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so,
Without consulting you. Which
Correct.
is something, it's such a crazy move.
That's
Because it doesn't happen
especially when I'm paying.
often.
Especially when I'm
100%.
paying.
Which, like, by the way, she knew that you were paying, right?
Yeah,
Like, because
yeah.
a first
No,
date.
everybody knows.
Right, like we don't have to like act like it doesn't
No,
know that.
yeah,
because
we're-
when the
we're
waiter
paying.
came back at my date and was like, "Want another drink?" and she was like, "Absolutely." I was like, "Are you fucking kidding?"
Yeah.
I was like, "We're not.
Yeah.
You're simply spewing at me. Like this is
Yeah.
not a like whatever."
This is a date.
But go
Yeah.
ahead. So she.
But
she
it
got
was
the second
it was
bottle.
fine. It was fine before that.
Okay.
So we're a bottle of wine in, and alcohol, depressant.
Uh-huh.
So if you're sad and you drink, you're just gonna get more sad.
100%.
That's how it works.
You might get happy for like a minute,
Yeah.
30 minutes,
It might.
maybe an hour.
Fleeting.
You're lucky.
It's a fleeting.
It's a
feeling.
fleeting happy.
Yeah. But yeah, we ordered another bottle of wine, and at this point, I'm like, oh god, I don't know what I'm getting into here. But there are like no real red flags yet. And
Okay.
then I don't remember how her ex came up,
Oh.
but he came up.
God.
And whatever I did, the conversation went back to him for the rest of the night.
Oh.
And yeah, it was like
Oh.
getting teary-eyed.
My God.
It was not good. It was very bad.
I'm uncomfortable hearing that.
It
Like,
was
I'm
not, I
genuinely-
cannot imagine what the rest of the wine bar was thinking at us at this table.
She was crying,
Like, not full on bawling, but like...
but she was crying.
Yeah, like, it was not good.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And at this point, I'm like just slamming cups of wine, trying to like finish this bottle very quickly. And I walked her home.
How did you leave? That's the follow up question. Is like, how do you leave a bad date, or how do you end it? Because in this one, like, you couldn't end
I
it. sounds
ended
like.
it by finishing the bottle of wine.
Okay.
Yeah, I was.
And then were you like, all right, let's go, or like, all right, like we've had it. Like,
The waiter
how
came
did-
back. I was like, "Can we get the check?" Like, I was like, "Can we get the check?" Yeah. And at this point, I think she kind of realized, like, wait, I probably shouldn't be on this date right now.
Got it.
Yeah.
But
It's a
then-
very specific scenario.
Maybe another one that's like not as insane. of like it's going okay, but you know it's nothing's gonna come from it.
Yeah.
Like, how do you end it
I
there?
just ask for the check. And I'm not gonna cut it off in the middle. I think if you ask somebody on a first date, you've talked with them enough in that, like, you owe them the standard time of the date.
Totally.
Yeah. Like, if you misjudge someone's vibe over text, which is hard.
Very
It's
hard.
hard.
You have to meet somebody to get to know.
Yes,
them.
exactly. But, like, I've been on a date where, and this was tough because I think she was just nervous. She was the year below us.
Okay.
So, like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was, like, one of her first dates in the city. This was,
Got
like,
it.
over the summer. And she just, like, kept talking over me. Like, asking me a question, I'd start to answer, and then we'd just, like, start talking again.
Oh.
Like, I could not talk, and it felt, like, nervous to me.
Right.
To the point where I was like, I kind of just gave up. Like, I was just drinking my wine
And, like,
letting
listening.
her talk.
Yeah.
And, but again, like, if you ask somebody on a first date, like, I think it's just, you kind of owe them that time. So if it's not going well, like, suck it up.
And when you say time, what? Like an hour and a half, an hour,
Yeah,
2?
between an hour and a half.
Okay.
Hour and a half. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I agree. Like, you do have to suck it up and just like be like, okay.
Like, don't be an asshole and just, like,
Right.
leave or something.
No,
Like,
never.
Don't make something up. And, like, it's not, yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Do you think me saying that like, oh, I have to get up early tomorrow is making something up?
No. If it's been that long.
Right.
Yeah. I think if you've done the hour and a half long of first date, then I think you can. I mean, yeah. Then from there you can make up any excuse.
Right.
To go home.
And then like I want to run through this like specifically because I've had 2 now that have just been like I don't know what to do at the end.
Yeah.
Take a sip in between.
Yeah.
After the date, like let's say I've gotten the check, like what do you do now? You're like, all right, like really great to meet you, nice knowing you. Like what are your words at that point?
I think I'll say something along as like, "You ready? Like, do you want to head out?"
Right.
And then I'll ask, like, "Oh, what subway are you taking? Like, I can walk you back to the station."
Okay. And then at that when you get them there, like nice knowing you or like really nice to meet you.
Yeah, I'll give them a
Obviously
hug.
not nice knowing you.
Great meeting you.
Yeah.
I go back and forth on this, like saying like, "Let's do something again soon."
Right.
Because especially if you know
You're not
gonna
going
do
to.
something, like I think it's fine to just say like, "Oh, it's great meeting you." Like,
Get home safe.
yeah, get home safe, or like,
Yeah.
have a great rest of your night.
Yeah.
Or if anything happened on the date, like if they told you about something at work tomorrow, like that's something.
Good luck with
on
that.
this.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think that's a good way to end dates.
Okay.
But I do think if it went well, it's important to say like, let's do something again soon.
Yeah.
So which honestly, I'm kind of settling that debate in my head. I think you only say that if you actually like. Don't say that.
I
Just be
agree.
Nice.
I agree.
Because it's easy to say that, even if you know.
It's so easy.
Because you want to.
I've done
Because
it.
you don't want to be mean. Like
No.
You want to make them.
We're all good
feel,
people here.
Yeah, like we're not
Right.
trying to make people feel bad, but
No.
also like don't be like, I want to see you soon if you're not.
Not gonna see them
Yeah,
again.
like,
It is kind of fucked.
just suck it up. Yeah.
When do you text? This is the one you want to see again.
Mm.
Version A.
Yeah.
When do you text that girl again and be like, hey, like when are you free? Or like, hey, like would you want to do something Wednesday night? Like whatever you're
Yeah.
gonna say.
This is something I think I got better at.
With time.
Yeah, I actually think you should not, unless they text you after the date. I think you should not text them.
Really?
Yeah.
Even if
Like,
you
maybe
said let's
check
do
in-
something first.
Maybe check in. No. I mean like that night.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe check in to make sure they got home safe, or like even like when you're letting them go, like say, hey, just let me know when you get home.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I haven't done that.
Because
That's actually
then you'll
nice.
hear from them. You'll be like, again, you can reiterate it over text. Like, I had so much fun. Like, let's do something again soon.
Yeah.
But like, give it time. You just spent an hour and a half.
Do you
with
give
them.
it to like tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon?
No, I think you could wait till like the day after work. Like,
Cool.
honestly, you could probably wait a little bit longer. In fact, I would argue it's like not the worst thing in the world to wait till you want to see them again. Like maybe the next week.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's something that I feel like I've done more recently. I think that I've realized more and more that like texting doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
Like, and I think it means you kind of have to gauge it out by person. Like, I think
Right.
texting frequency means different things to different people.
Like you don't want someone to think you're ghosting them.
Exactly.
If it's been like a week.
But you also don't want to be like bombarding them with texts.
Totally.
If you just met them. So I think you kind of feel out kind of where they're at.
Right. I feel like there's never like like this is a rule. Like text them like.
Text them 48 hours
Right,
and 30
right.
minutes after. No.
Not a thing.
I think it definitely varies by person.
Okay, so get their vibe and then either text them like. I want to give like not like a blanket, like maybe like the next afternoon, next couple days
Mhm.
within that time time.
I think that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think maybe circle back on something they talked about on the date. Like, show that you were listening.
Okay.
And then maybe bring up, like, oh, are you free next week for something?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's say this date's going well.
Okay.
We've gone on, like, maybe 1 or 2 dates.
Mm-hmm.
How do you, like, gauge when you should, like, sleep with this person now?
Mm.
And it's not, there's, again, not like a blanket statement, not like a...
Yeah.
There's no rule.
I don't know. I think it's really... Like, it just kind of depends. It's, like,
Right.
such a lame answer,
It
but...
is lame.
Like, yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine.
I think that... I kind of think it goes the same... It goes in the same, like, way of thinking that I said with, like, kissing somebody after the first date. Like,
Right.
if a girl wants to sleep with you, like, she's gonna let you know.
You'll know.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like,
No, exactly.
I don't know. I think that, like, this is something I've realized more now is just, like, don't force anything.
Of course.
Like, I think that, like, a good way to gauge it is just, like, if you're going out on Friday and,
Right.
like, she's asking what you're doing, and you can ask what she's doing. Like,
Right.
oh, you doing anything?
If
Like,
she's meeting that, like, text back. You know,
yeah,
like-
yeah. Like, I think it's really just kind of feel it out from there. But, yeah, there's, like, no real...
Like,
hard
way to
fast-
know. No, totally.
Yeah, you kind of... That's one you kind of just have to feel out.
I think, but, like, when you say feel out, you mean, like, if she's meeting back your text. Like, if she's responding back and it's going well and it seems like it's
Mm-hmm.
going in that
I
direction.
mean, I think that for the most part, and this isn't 100% a rule, but
Right.
like if it's a Friday night and you're going out to bar with your friends and she asks you like, "Oh, where are you going?" Or like you ask her where she's
Right.
going and she's like, "Oh, like do you want to meet up?" Like I think that that's like
An
that's
indicator.
that's a good sign.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
It's not a guarantee.
No,
but
indicator's wrong word.
Means
It's a
you're
good sign.
drinking
It's a good
and
sign.
like she wants to hang out with you still. Like I don't know. I think that again, it goes back to the same thing for like meeting girls at a bar too. It's like,
Right.
don't tailor your night around it.
Totally.
Like, go do your thing. Go have fun with your friends.
If something comes up.
It'll happen. Yeah.
Right, right, no.
If it's gonna happen, you know, I think that's kind of the best way to go about it.
No, that's
Yeah.
a good piece of advice. I think it's a great tip, and like, it's an important conversation for like I think guys to have. Because
Yeah.
I feel like we as or like friends like don't really talk about like that topic, do we? What do you think?
How do you know?
Or like any of this type of thing, like
Yeah, I think it. Yeah, it can only help, right?
Right.
Like, there's especially like if you're not sure.
totally.
Like
I think you can always ask a friend for like what they think or like
Yeah.
how they can read on that situation.
Yeah,
But yeah, okay, cool. Thanks for answering.
of course.
Anything else you want to add in there about
Dating.
dating advice?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have one thing that I think is really important.
Okay.
Okay.
Mike's
For
all yours.
first dates, because I think first date, like that's like the hardest thing.
Right.
It's like breaking through that barrier.
The by far farthest part.
Yeah.
That wasn't English, but
No, not really. I'll pretend like I understood it though.
you know what I meant.
Yeah.
By far the hardest part is what I meant to say.
Yes, it is. I think that two most important things. One, be confident in just who you are.
Good piece of advice.
Like I think that the more confident you are in yourself, the better you'll be at dating in general.
Yeah.
But I think that that's something that I realize is, like, girls can respect that. Like, if they see somebody who's maybe, and this goes into, I think we're planning on talking about it, like, dressing and how you dress. Like,
Next
if you're,
topic.
Yeah, okay, cool. If you're confident in how you're coming across or, like, yourself, like, I think that that's kind of how you break through that initial barrier of, like, being intimidated, whether it's a first date or whatever it is. So
Yeah,
be
absolutely.
confident. Yeah, which is like that's like easier said than done, obviously.
Don't forget your second tip. I have a question on that.
Okay.
How do you balance cocky and confident?
Hmm.
Because I think
Yeah.
I sometimes am not confident enough.
I think I have a good way.
Okay.
Okay. I think that I will make a cocky comment, but then follow it with like kind of like a laugh.
Okay.
Like be a little bit too much and then acknowledge that was a little bit too much.
Right.
I think that's a good way.
Self-aware.
Yes. Like I think that's a good way to come across as confident because you might be saying something you believe.
Yeah.
But say it in a way that's like a little bit arrogant, but
totally.
like obviously a little bit arrogant, and then like laugh about it.
Right. So if you're saying it in like a jokey manner, it's not cocky.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. I mean, it might even be. I think what makes it not cocky is like the follow up after of like, oh, that was a little.
That was cocky.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, like an example. Like,
am I missing it? I feel like I'm missing it.
Maybe. Okay. Let me give you an example.
Your eyes are like, no, that's not what I'm saying. Like, actually, that's not exactly what I'm saying at all.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to think of a good example. Especially with compliments.
Okay.
Like if somebody compliments you.
Are you saying you're giving a compliment? Or
No. Somebody's complimenting you.
Got it.
Like someone says like, oh, you have like great eyes.
Okay.
Like I feel like am I
just
am I
you were dangling.
Okay, sorry. It's all a tweet.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, like I know, and then like kind of like laugh.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, I'm just messing with you.
Like, oh,
thank you, and then say thank you, obviously, because
right.
I just gave you a compliment. But
Okay,
like
that's a good one.
That because you're like you're acknowledging like, oh yeah, like I kind of think I have nice eyes too, in like a cocky way.
Right.
But then you're no, I'm not actually like.
I don't actually mean that.
I don't
right.
actually mean that. Like, oh my
but
god,
like
I'm so cocky in my eyes. But I do. I kind of agree with you.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that's super. Like, especially with compliments, I think that's a good way.
That's a great.
To like be a little like to come off as a little more confident.
How did you build up to the confidence you have now?
I don't know. I actually don't know.
Because you are a very confident person.
I think so.
Yeah. I think you're very confident in yourself, and like I think that shows off in like what you wear. Like right now, if you're watching on YouTube, you look very nice. But like,
thank you.
You'll wear something like very random
Yeah.
and like not give a fuck what anybody thinks about it.
Yeah.
Which is something that like most people won't do.
Yeah. It's funny. I feel like I went through a crisis of confidence, last year.
After college.
After college.
Okay.
Yeah. This was like early last year.
Okay.
I think part of it too is like post grad, just like kind of figuring out new city.
Right.
But I feel like I kind of lost the like persona I had in college because we weren't in college anymore. I was
right.
like, wait, like what am I?
Who am I?
Yeah, like I built
right.
whatever image I had, for better or for worse, whatever image I had in college, like I had some kind of image. And now I'm in a city with a bunch of random people. I'm like, I don't really know anymore. I feel like I kind of had to build that back up.
What do you think your image was in college? Maniacal laugh.
Yeah, I don't know. I think by the end it was just kind of like, it's like kind of all over the place, like kind of a mess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like in kind of an endearing way.
Yeah, I agree.
You got a little bit of charm.
Yeah.
I don't
Charming
know.
mess.
A little witty.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of my image.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about that?
Not really, no.
Okay.
We're doing a little introspection here.
I
I'm gonna
know.
have another sip of tea.
Yeah. Have a chug. Have a chug. No, but I think it's important to get into that because, like, when what you saying, like, be confident on a first date is like me saying at a bar, like, just go talk to her.
Yeah.
Because
it's so much easier said than done.
so much easier, and that's why I wanted to dive into it.
Yeah. No, you're so right. And I'm trying to, like, there's no moment where I was like, wait, I'm confident. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think a lot of it is, like, well, one, gym routine. I think just being confident in your, like, physical appearance.
Totally.
Like, feeling really healthy.
Yeah.
I think is important for confidence.
It's a really good one.
It's
one of the reasons I go to the gym. Like, to feel healthy.
Mentally
as well.
So important.
100%.
I think it's so important. Even if it's not lifting, like even if it's just like going for a run, like getting in a routine
right.
of like that is. And there's again, I'm quoting science that I don't know.
Right.
I know we did this earlier in the pod, but like that's a real thing.
Yeah.
Like feeling healthy and getting exercise consistently.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one.
Yeah, that's one.
You sound like you were like on like and then you're like, okay, next thing.
Yeah, this is again zeroing in. This is on
confidence.
Realizing I'm confident.
Like
I think having things go well a couple times, and like even getting humbled if things don't go well.
Right.
Even if it's a first date or whatever it is, or even like meeting new people, even if it's not like in a romantic way. I think like meeting strangers and like feeling. Because when you're confident and you meet somebody, I feel like you can kind of just like lean into conversation right away.
Totally.
You know, and I've been in situations where I meet people and I'm like, I feel more reserved after. And so I think like having like success, I'm not gonna say successful, but like experiences where you're like, oh, like I think I came across how I wanted to.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like having experiences like that kind of builds it.
Okay. Does success, and I'm saying success is like a loose word.
Yeah.
Does having success with girls previously lead to confidence for you? Like you like you've had successful, meaning like
good
year-long,
dates or...
No, but I'm saying like year-long relationships.
Oh, like
that.
dating?
Like, yeah, like
no,
you've been like...
I don't think so. Because I genuinely believe that like confidence comes from you.
Okay.
Like...
You don't think it can come from anything else?
I mean, I think you can... I think that's where cockiness comes from, honestly.
Okay.
Is like...
Good differentiator.
Is like how you think others perceive, whether it's like a relationship, like what did other people think of this relationship?
Right.
You know? I think that like confidence is between you and you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like I think that you got to do a little bit of like...
Work on yourself to find
it. Yeah, introspection. Like I think it starts with like what do you care about? Like what are you passionate about?
Yeah.
Like, the more you know about yourself, I feel like the more confident you become.
And I think the more time you spend with yourself, the more you become more confident.
Yeah.
Cool. Good answer, by the way.
Thank you.
Where were we?
I don't know.
We were on dating.
You had the mystery text or question list.
My mystery notes app. I want to talk about, I mentioned relationships briefly, and I want to talk about, like, breakups.
Okay.
How do you... You're like, okay. How do you deal with a breakup, and what advice do you have for somebody that's going through a breakup?
Ooh. How do I deal with a breakup? That has evolved over the 4 relationships I've been in my life.
Which is a really good amount.
Is it?
I mean that in like a... I don't mean that in like a... You know what I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it's like a... The word's not impressive.
I love watching you just struggle.
Trying to say this. I'm trying to say it correctly, but like also mean what I'm trying to say.
I think I understand what you're trying to say.
I've only been in one real relationship.
Yeah, so it's like hard to kind of gauge like what went wrong, like what. No,
I'm kidding. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Like I only have my takeaways from that one relationship, and like realized that like there were things I did in that relationship that were wrong and bad, but that was like 4 years ago. Like I can't really like.
Yeah.
I've changed so much as a person since then. Yeah. A lot of it from that relationship, which I always say, like, any, like, time you spend with somebody, like, whether it's, like, a year, 6 months, like, you always learn something about yourself from
absolutely.
it. I learned so much about myself, but that was 4 years ago. So, like...
And you haven't learned anything about yourself since.
Not one thing.
Yeah.
Not one thing.
Damn.
No, but I mean, like... So, okay, you've been in 4 relationships.
I understand what you're saying.
You understand what I'm trying to say, at least.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Dealing with them...
And which one was your favorite? No, I'm kidding.
We're not gonna.
And who do you hate the most?
We're not gonna do that. No, honestly, talking about dealing with them, my high school relationship absolutely crushed me.
Okay.
My first relationship.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, like a lot of it was, I didn't have like the closest knit group of friends in high school. Like I have people from high school that I'm still close with now.
Right.
They were kind of in different groups of friends. Like,
yeah.
Just didn't really have, and I think that like that's never a good recipe to go into a relationship with if you don't have like that core group of friends.
Totally.
You know?
What age was this and what year of high school?
Senior year.
Okay.
18 years of age.
But like senior year to college?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that honestly the most important thing in dealing with a breakup is kind of like what you said. Like you need to do some retrospection on, well, one, like what went wrong. What did you do wrong?
Right.
Because every relationship anyone's ever been in, both people have done something wrong.
100%.
No one's perfect.
Right.
Like,
right.
There are things that both people did incorrectly that kind of led to it.
Totally.
But I think that it's like a good time to just like focus on, again, like kind of goes into the confidence conversation too, but like what are you passionate about?
Yeah.
Like find some, especially if you are the one that got broken up with, and like you're feeling really down about it. I think the toughest thing is like I spent so much of my time talking to this person and like having this person in my life. Like how do I fill that time?
Yeah,
because it's like a void there.
Fuck yeah.
And so I think whether it's like I think the gym is a great one, or like going for runs, like we said, like I think that's a great way because it's 2 birds, 1 stone.
Right.
You know, you're doing something that's benefiting you.
Switching ways. The thing is kind of hot. Should I change it?
Pointed at my crotch like this the whole time?
It might have been, but
okay,
we'll figure it out.
We'll get that in post-production.
We'll figure that out in post. Okay, it's a little low.
Yeah,
sorry.
It's a little low.
Should I raise it?
Like covering night.
Your jump. Oh fucking hell.
Down goes
Oh, that's better though.
Yeah, that is good.
Hold on. Luke, maybe, Luke, quote this: one day I'll be in a real studio.
Yeah. I think we'll next apartment have like a little studio.
And it won't be like this makeshift, but for now it's janky as hell, and I kind of like it.
Now we're on the casting couch.
It kind of adds to it. Okay. We were talking about relationships. You say what you just said before.
Time of introspection. Yeah. Well, I think it's important. Like, I think it's a good, like, break point in your life to be like, okay, let's check in on me. Where am I at? Professionally, passion-wise.
Right.
Physically, like, health-wise. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's a good time, especially if you're, like, eventually going to go out and start meeting people again.
It's a big sweatshirt. This is like a very unattractive sweatshirt that I've been wearing this entire time.
It really is.
I didn't think about that.
It makes me look a lot better as a guest.
Fuck. Okay. Damn, I'm not paying attention to what you're saying. No, but that's true. Are you comfortable going into the high school relationship or no? Or
there's not much there.
But were you like you said, like if you were the one broken up with?
Yeah, I got broken up with.
Can I ask why or like what? You're like you can say no too.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's not really a lot. Like, to me, that's the least relationship out of all my relationships.
But like, why was that one the most gutting? You said
because it's the first one.
Okay,
and also, like I said, there's no fallback group of friends. I felt really like I had some people that I could talk to, but like it wasn't like now I feel like I have the support system. I got into the support system I needed.
Right.
For that.
So it was like a very obviously lonely, isolating. Like
yes,
got it.
That was more of a situation. It really had nothing to do with the relationship. It was more like the situation that I was in after. And
was there one relationship that you learned the most about yourself from, or learned about like that you did something in that you wish you hadn't? You know what I mean? Or stay with the first one, like what you learned the most about yourself.
I don't know. It's hard to put like a number on it. You know what I mean?
Like,
right. I learned X amount.
No, but I don't mean like, I mean something, not like what you learned. I mean like...
No, I think that the most, you learn things about who you're compatible with. Like,
okay.
Whether, or if it's things like don't work for you.
Right.
Compatibility wise.
Okay, that's a good one.
I think you get that out of every relationship. Like, these are the parts that I liked about it. Like, this is what I need out of a part. Because like it's a back and forth in a relationship.
Right.
And like these are things that like I can't. If this is something someone's going through, or like, not even gonna say like personality traits, but you find like what's compatible with you and what isn't.
Right.
Like, I think that's kind of.
Is there something you realized that like wasn't compatible with you, or that you weren't compatible with?
I don't know specifically. I also don't know. I don't want to get too...
Fine, that's fine. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
I don't want to get... It wouldn't be a podcast episode if you didn't spill something.
But good time to switch topics.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you for being vulnerable. I appreciate
it. Of course.
It's important, and I think it's like... It shows that like we can have this conversation, so like if another friend or somebody's feeling the way that you had felt, or...
Yeah.
It's important to get into that type of shit.
Absolutely.
It really is. Okay, talking about confidence, like how do you dress? Where do you shop for clothes?
Oh yeah.
What do you look for in an outfit, and what do you wear on a first date? I asked you like 4 questions.
Wow, so many. Okay, first question is,
what do you wear on a first date?
Okay, that was the last question.
I know, but like it's kind of flowing from the conversation we just had.
It's evolved.
Okay.
It's evolved. I'm sure you've noticed I've become jean guy.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, I never wore jeans. I just thought I thought they were uncomfortable.
They're so comfortable.
And then I went to Levi's and I got straight jeans because I just didn't like the skinny jeans. I think that's what it was.
I think it's finding like your fit.
Yeah, it's really important. I went a little bit up in the waist and wear a belt,
which is great.
Yeah, I will probably wear these on every first date I go on from now on.
So jeans and like what's the top?
It varies.
Okay.
Depending on the weather.
Okay. Let's say it's like now. Right now it's fall/winter.
I went on a date today.
Oh, how'd that go?
It went well.
Where'd you go?
We walked along the Hudson River.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was like a walking date?
It was a walking date.
What number date was this?
2.
Okay.
And then we got food.
And what'd you do for the first date?
Went to a diner.
Nice.
Yeah. But I didn't wear this. Well, I wore the jeans. But I wore a staple outfit. Well, I guess staple general fit, which is jeans and a shirt that I bought on Etsy.
Okay.
Yeah, I wore my Justin Bieber mugshot
On a date?
on my date today. Yeah.
Did you?
I did.
Well, that was second date, and like she got to know you more.
Yeah.
Right. So now
she knew I was a little. I don't know, it's not gonna say weird, but she saw me in that and actually didn't question it at all. She just kind of like looked at it, laughed, and was like, "Yeah, that makes sense."
What'd you wear on the first date?
I don't remember.
If you were going on a date tomorrow, what would you wear? First.
Probably something similar. Oh no, I wouldn't wear a t-shirt. I haven't been going on a lot of first dates recently, so.
Well, what like? So I think I would wear like a button-down shirt.
I don't know if I would do that.
Or a button-down shirt like with a t-shirt under it.
Now that I think about it, I might go weird t-shirt.
Really?
Yeah. I think that's another thing I wanted to mention in the first dating section too is don't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it kind of goes in because I think that's how you like manage feeling confident and like not being nervous.
Right.
It's like, wait, you don't know this person. If it goes horribly, it doesn't matter at all.
It's such a good
like,
point.
It's so
such
much,
a good
so
point.
much easier said than done too. But like, really, like, you're just meeting somebody for the first time. It's
right.
not. You're not going on. Well, I mean, I guess you could be going on a first date with your wife, but like,
right.
I don't know. I think that if I go in with some wacky fit, like that's more of a representation of
who you are, right?
Yeah, than anything.
If they don't like you, like why should you like them?
Yeah,
like why should you go after them?
Like, if they don't laugh at that shirt and make a comment on it, like we're probably not going to get along.
It's not the right person for you, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So I think it comes down to, and this is like kind of going into your other questions as far as like dressing, like looking in the mirror before you go out and be like, this is how I want to present myself. I look good. Let's go get it.
Yeah,
you know?
I love that. Yeah, that's really important.
Yeah.
Where do you shop?
Kind of all over. I mean, I've been on the Etsy t-shirt grind recently.
Okay.
I've got quite a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're fun. This is Malbon.
Nice.
Fun brand.
Golf brand.
Way too expensive for me to like it as much as I do.
It's a good fit.
Thank you.
Levi's pants.
Levi's pants. You were with me when I bought these.
Mm-hmm.
Where else do I shop? That's kind of it. I did a big Nordstrom run. It was my mom's graduation gift to me.
It's a good one.
Was just a bunch of professional attire from Nordstrom. She got me a tailored suit.
Oh. What do you wear to work?
Collared shirt.
Not button down?
No.
You're not like required?
No, it's pretty casual.
Okay,
cool. I wear Jordans to work.
Okay, so it's very chill.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I wear some form of khaki, like black, khaki colored, or gray pants, like some form of khaki material, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else on the fashion tips, fashion advice? The light died. Everything's dying on this.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay.
No, I think that's kind of it, fashion-wise.
Okay. So Luke, this is the fast question section, which is a new section.
I'm ready.
For this podcast specifically.
Let's go.
How excited are you that you get a new section?
I'm so excited.
Okay. First question. Do you have a skincare routine? And like these questions you're supposed to like answer like 1 minute-ish.
Okay. The answer is no.
Ooh.
Yeah. But this is such a, I'm not going to say cocky, but annoying thing to say. I have very good skin.
Yeah?
Like I don't really break out ever.
Ever? Well, I wish I could be you.
Yeah. But I should. It's funny, I have a browser or a tab open on my phone.
Okay.
GQ article, skincare routine. Because I've been meaning to do it. Because I think as I get older, like there's no reason to not have one.
And like
I don't want to wrinkle.
Skin, like yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna get
skin's important.
It's gonna get bad at some point.
It's not gonna be good forever.
Right. Okay. Do you have a shaving routine? What do you use to shave?
I go back and forth. Sometimes I use a blade. I go clean shave.
What brand of what stuff?
Harry's.
Okay.
Harry's razors. I got a bunch of them for Christmas.
Nice.
Just standard shaving cream, nothing crazy. I have an electric razor I'll use on my face if I want to have like some stubble.
Okay.
And not go clean shave. But
what do you use to shave your member?
My member?
You're down there.
My downstairs?
Your downstairs area.
Manscaped.
Manscaped?
Yes.
2.0, 3.0? What?
4.
It's 4.0?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just upgraded.
They have to get the other one.
My 2.0 died.
Shout out Manscaped. I also use Manscaped.
Hopefully
I
they
think it's
sponsor.
great.
Please sponsor.
Please sponsor. No, that is like a really great brand, and like
Advertising's funny too.
it's funny. The box,
The power of marketing.
But also the flashlight on it, I think, is really important. Like, do you use that?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't think it's that like cool?
No,
I think it's like a revolutionary. Okay. All right, cool.
Like best thing since sliced bread.
I actually think it's really
the
good.
Manscaped flashlight.
What condoms do you use?
Trojan Ultra Ribbed Yellow Box.
And have you ever tried different ones, or is that always the one you've gone
That's
for?
always the one I've used.
That's what I said in the last one. I said I've always used the blue ones.
Broke, don't fix it.
Literally.
You know?
If it ain't broken, don't fix it. Literally.
Yeah.
Okay. How often do you wash your sheets?
I just made a comment about this after your episode. I don't wash them as much as I should. I should wash them like at least like once every 2 weeks.
Okay.
I'm probably closer to 2.5, maybe 3. It's bad.
I'm the same way though. Like let's be honest.
It's gross.
Let's be real with ourselves.
Yeah.
And how do you manage your time? We actually did that one. Oops, I'm cutting that.
Got that.
You bought a new apartment. This is a different section now.
I bought a new apartment.
You
Yes.
moved apartments,
I did.
which is the kind of final thing we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
So let's get into it.
Okay.
Um,
Let's rip it.
So you lived with two roommates for
2 roommates.
a year.
From school.
Shout out Kenny and
Shout
Parm.
out Kenny and Parm.
Pat.
Patrick.
And you decided to move out. What made the decision to move out?
Yeah.
We'll start there.
Well, yeah. So as you said, purchased an apartment.
Yeah.
Which kind of fueled the decision to move out. I probably would have stayed another year if I wasn't going to do that.
Okay.
And the reason I purchased an apartment is because I realized I want to live here for a while.
Right. In New York.
And,
Yeah. Where we are right now.
In New York City. New York. 10010.
I'm 100009. I gotta cut that. We can't put our addresses in here.
Oh, shit.
In case there's some crazies out there that really care about this podcast.
Some stalkers listening.
It could be. You
You'll
never know.
never get my address.
I was like a bleep.
Yeah. But I realized I want to live here, and obviously it makes more sense to put equity into a place.
Yeah.
Rather than, because rent is essentially setting money on fire.
I don't really agree with that, but
No, it is.
no, I know, but we'll talk. I want to hear yours, and then we'll talk about me.
Okay.
Because this is about you. This is your episode.
This is my episode.
Yeah.
I'm the star.
Yeah, this is you.
Yeah.
So, how did you go about buying a place?
Yeah. So, 4 steps, 4 main sections.
Okay.
First is a search. You
Mhm.
gotta find one. And that took me about 2.5 months
Okay.
to find one I liked that was in my budget and in the area I wanted. I was pretty much only looking at doorman elevator buildings
Mm-hmm.
because they hold their value better.
Plus, like, it's just a nice amenity to have in the city, especially when you're getting older.
It really is nice.
Yeah.
It really is. I made fun of people for having a doorman in an elevator. I was like, I can climb stairs.
Yeah.
And then you climb stairs all the time and you're like, damn, this sucks.
Especially with grocery bags.
Yeah, and doorman is great for packages and stuff.
Yeah.
Also saying hi to somebody every time I walk in is really nice.
It's really nice.
All my doormen are really nice. But
So
yeah.
that's step one. The search.
So search. So I actually found an apartment, and like picked one out that I liked. It had this like really cool street level outdoor garden.
Oh, sick.
It was awesome. The garden was so
But like
cool.
street level, like.
But it was
rats and,
gated.
like, okay.
Yeah, no, it was nice. It looked really well maintained.
Okay.
And I don't really see any rats by where I live. I think that's just down here, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I really
Makes
hate to
sense.
break
Makes it
that
sound
to you.
like disgusting.
Yeah.
Just like rats.
It's grimy
that's
down
New York.
here.
That's New
yeah,
York.
no, yeah. But so I found this apartment. It needed a lot of work, but it was pretty cheap.
Okay.
And that comes to step 2, which is negotiation,
Mm-hmm.
which was an interesting process.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say numbers because it makes it easier to talk about. But
Right.
so I was looking for stuff under 400,000.
Okay.
That was kind of my goal, and there's not a lot of doorman buildings with an elevator that are
Under 400, yeah, right.
Like that's pretty rare. And so there were 2 that I found. So I found this first one with a garden that I really liked.
Okay.
It was listed at $395, and it was kind of a piece of crap.
Mm-hmm.
So my realtor and I were like, we're going to come in a little lower than that.
Okay.
And we'll work our way up to around 350, 360-ish.
Got it.
So we came in at 330. They countered in negotiation with 390.
Whoa.
So we're very far apart.
Very
Very
not
far
even close.
apart. Yeah. It was just not. You could tell that the vibes were not good in the negotiation all the way. Like we jumped a lot more after that. We were like, okay, 350.
Right.
And they did like 387.
Oh, so they weren't budging it.
They were not moving at all.
Okay.
Yeah. So we wound up agreeing on. So I came back. Like there was a back and forth.
Right.
Because again, it's still a good deal. Like under 400,000 for the building that I got.
Right.
Still felt
In
like
New
a good
York,
value.
right.
But it was like kind of sour in the negotiations. Like
Yeah.
it was just not great.
Fuck them.
And the real estate agent was kind of a slime ball.
Yeah. Goodbye.
And we wound up agreeing at 380. My real estate agent wanted to get to 375, like 5,000 as like a gesture of good faith.
Okay.
Like we came in at 370, they were at 380. He's like, let's just meet in the middle.
Right.
And they were like, no.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was just like for
Yeah.
5,000, which is a lot of money, but like in the grand scheme of things of what we're doing, like as far as my mortgage payments, it's not that much.
Right.
Like it's just a matter of like, oh yeah, like we engaged in negotiations.
Being good people.
Let's meet in the middle.
Totally.
Yeah. So then step 3 is the co-op.
Okay.
And it's a co-op building. Most buildings in New York are
Mhm.
co-ops and condos. Co-op essentially just means that the building is owned by like a corporation.
Okay.
And so they handle like cleaning the building, they pay the doorman, like all the maintenance around the building is handled by the co-op. They pay your property taxes, and in return for that, you pay like a monthly HOA fee, homeowners association fee. And so that kind of goes towards your taxes, towards the building being maintained, whatever.
Got it.
And you need to get co-op approval. A lot of them you have to apply.
How's that work?
I'm just gonna keep telling it in the story of like my experience.
Yeah.
So the building that I originally agreed with, the garden, they wanted my monthly mortgage payment plus HOA, so my total monthly payment for all my living,
Okay.
to be 25% of my income, which in New York is pretty hard.
Right.
Like
Yeah. Whoa.
stuff is like rent and like the mortgage is expensive. Like I'm not making a ton of money.
Right.
So to get to 25%, like that's pretty difficult.
Yeah.
So my real estate agent and I were trying to find ways to like kind of game that a little bit.
Okay.
And at this point I was kind of getting fed up. Like it was pretty crappy negotiation, and now they were throwing another hurdle at me, and I was like, this is just silly. So then we looked at the other one, which is the apartment the other one under 400,000, that had the elevator and a doorman.
Okay.
And
Which is the one you're in now.
Which is the one I'm in now.
Mm-hmm.
And that one was listed at 350. Okay.
Got it.
And we came in, we were like, let's go in at 340, because we were like, that's good value.
Right.
Honestly.
It's great.
Let's come in at 340. They'll probably meet at 345.
Okay.
We came in at 340. They said deal.
Oh, great.
So immediately vibes better.
Yeah. So much better.
Yeah. But as far as the co-op application from there, 60 pages of every bit of information on you ever.
Oh my God.
Bank accounts, paychecks, 401k,
Background checks.
everything.
Right.
Literally everything.
That's
Crazy. So that process took a bit. I interviewed with the co-op. Basically, I think they just wanted to find out that I wasn't some crazy person.
Was that like on Zoom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very chill.
Yeah.
I applied my interview tips from earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I just treated it like
A conversation, right?
Yeah.
Right, which is important.
It was very, very chill. And then I got approved. And then the last step is the closing.
Got it.
Which is the part of this that took the longest by far. Essentially, that co-op needs to provide the bank information, the bank that's giving me my mortgage.
Okay.
Basically, that shows like all the co-op's expenses, like the co-op's mortgage on the entire building.
Right.
And getting that information from the co-op took forever.
Yeah,
Shout out
terribly annoying.
our friend Steve, who moved into my room in my old apartment.
Yeah, which was so lucky.
I was subletting from him while this took forever, and also traveling 4 days a week for work.
Yeah, it's not
while
okay.
trying to do this, which was horrible.
Doesn't sound good at all.
No. So shout out Steve, you're the man. But I brought a prop.
Oh,
I brought a prop.
you have a prop.
It's the actual closing. I had to sign a ton of stuff, and I get copies of everything. And my real estate agent / attorney put this together for me.
I've never seen this before. I've never before.
So this is everything I had to sign. I'm showing it to the camera for YouTube.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he laminated and bound it for me and put together a table of contents.
Did you read through all of this?
I mean, I signed a bunch of it, and as I'm signing it, he's basically explaining it in simple person's terms what I'm actually signing. Like, I very well could have. That's the reason you need an attorney for all this, because.
So wait, how did you go about finding your real estate agent? Holy fuck, Luke.
Family friend.
Okay.
Has a lot of property in New York. He was amazing.
Oh my god.
He was my real estate agent and my attorney. He does both.
Amazing.
Yeah, so he was absolutely fundamental to the process.
And then how did you go about getting the money to put down the place?
Yes, so New York apartments, 20% down.
Okay.
That's a lot of money.
Were you able to put that on your own?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that's way more money.
Right.
Considering how many drinks I buy every weekend at St. Infino's.
And how many dates we
The
both
8
right.
rum and cokes I have at St. Infino's every weekend would not have allowed me to save 90 grand in a year.
Right.
So I'm very lucky. My parents, once they found out I was serious about it, like they wanted to know that I had a plan, that like I was really doing, like I was finding the value,
right.
like I wasn't just impulse buying an apartment.
Right.
Like, and you know me, I don't know if some people listening to this might know me, I'm a terrible impulse buyer.
Right. So
I impulse buy stuff all the time. But I did. I put a lot of work into finding this place and making sure that it was what I thought was a good deal and what he thought was a good deal. So once I kind of presented that to them, they were fully on board and they're very supportive. And thank you if you guys are listening.
Yeah. Your mom does listen. She's emailed me questions before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've told you this, haven't I?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You did tell me that.
Shout out Deb.
Shout out Deb.
Okay, yeah. That sounds like an insane process. How is living on your own? Because that's something like that I've thought about that I want to really get into, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like living alone versus living with 2 roommates in craziness. Like, how's that?
Yeah. It's nice.
Yeah.
I really like it. Yeah. I think it's something that it's kind of changed about me since college. I think like as far as recharging my social battery, like when I'm like tired from like a weekend out or whatever.
Right.
In college, I would want to do that by like lounging around with my housemates.
Yeah.
And like watching football,
right.
doing whatever, and like bantering. But I think post college, I think I found that I like to kind of do that on my own.
Yeah.
Recharge, and so it's been really great for that, just to have my own space. Also, living in New York, when you have roommates, chances are you're living on top of each other because these apartments are so small.
Right.
Like, this apartment is fantastic compared to our apartment. Our apartment is just so goddamn small. And yeah, I think post-grad, I've come to realize that I like having my own space, like just by myself a lot more than I did in school.
I think the biggest thing, like post-grad versus in college, is realizing that type of stuff about yourself. Like, you need more time to recharge.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about like the amount we used to drink in college versus now. Like, now we drink maybe, or go out. I'll say go out because whether you're right.
As I kill my tweet.
No, but like drinking aside, like you're going out Friday, Saturday, maybe Thursday with coworkers, maybe Wednesday with coworkers. But like in college, like, every day was something.
Yeah, there's something going on.
So the life is just totally different now, and like I think that transition period was a wake up call for everybody. Like,
absolutely.
I think I transitioned well, but like there's still moments where I was just like lonely or like thought it was like gonna be way different, or like thought there was always be things going on or people to see. Like it's not how life is anymore, which is okay. But like
no, it's definitely different.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add to the people? That's all my questions for you. We've gone on for a while.
Yeah, we've gone on for so long.
It was a really good conversation. Like,
holy, yeah.
We've gone on for so long.
I think that we touched on a lot of stuff. This was a lot of fun.
This was great, Luke.
I had a great time.
Thank you for being on. No, this was like really, really good.
Yeah.
Very conversational, as you said, about an interview. Did it feel like an interview at all?
Yeah, this was.
No, I said, did it feel like an interview?
Yeah, it did.
Oh,
totally.
it did. No, I was like, no, Luke. Did you hear what I said?
You grilled me for 2.5 hours. Get me out of here. No, it was a lot of fun.
Okay,
This was great.
Thanks for being on here.
Yeah.
People are gonna love this one.
Do I get to like hear the outro music, or does
No,
that
no,
come on in my ears?
That's
or anything?
all later.
Oh,
That's
man.
all. When you
I'm
listen to
kind
the
of
episode,
disappointed. I'm kind of disappointed that we didn't get it beforehand.
I know, now you're seeing like the ins and outs. Right?
Like I was gonna get all hyped up. All right.
I should have played it for you before.
Yeah.
If we didn't have as many technical issues, I would have
Yeah.
done that. Part 2, when you come back.
Okay. Yeah.
When you come back.
Yeah.
Okay. This is great.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Luke. Cheers.
Woo!
Well done, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on.
That was fun.
That was great. You did a really good job.
Thanks.
That was long.
Oh my God.
Bye, YouTube.